What is up, everybody? Welcome to Outside the Cage. We are back with another loaded episode. We're going to get into it here right away. Nasruddin Imavov wins a majority decision over Roman Dialidze. Big win there. Imavov kind of just stays solid. I don't think it's like a statement win at all, but just kind of solidifies himself as being a top 10 guy. What did you think of it, and what do you like for Imavov next?
Yeah, Imavov went out there, did what he was supposed to do, kind of did what we thought he would do. Just was more technical, and his gas tank was better than I gave him credit for. He definitely wasn't looking like Volkanovski in the fifth round or anything like that, but he was able to dig deep, keep putting on the pressure, and secure the fight. And I think that Chris Curtis is the perfect next opponent for him. Imavov was beating him up pretty good when they fought on the Canada card, not the most recent one, but the one before that. And then there was a headbutt. Curtis said he couldn't keep going because his eye was pretty messed up, so it ended up being a no contest. Curtis and Imavov were going back and forth during the fight on Saturday night. So let's get that one back. I think Curtis is a big name. Imavov's higher up on the middleweight totem pole right now, but I think that's a fight that would have a lot of eyes on it. And you don't want to not do that. Imavov said he wants to run it back with Sean Strickland, but that's not going to happen right now. He needs to get another win or two, I would say.
Yeah, I think you just have to look at it as what do you see for Imavov. If do you look at him as a guy who can contend for a title? Do you look at him as a guy you want to contend for a title? A lot of this is like optics matter and like how your persona and your personality matters, whether we like it or not. Sometimes guys get title shots because of personalities, or sometimes guys don't get title shots because of personalities. But I think if you're trying to make him a champion, I think maybe you look at a top 5 guy. I mean, maybe a Jared Cannonier.
I like Cannonier for just about everybody, bro. He's such a
he's
good
the guy. Like it's literally like he's the guy you got to get through to get into the top 3, top 4.
Yeah, he's a gatekeeper, but a very high level gatekeeper because I honestly think he beats Dricus. I mean, he beat Strickland. So
Relax.
I mean, he did. I think he would, bro. I'm on the train that Dricus isn't that good. He's just a specimen. Like he's like an athlete. He's big and strong, but he's just not a highly skilled fighter like the rest of those guys up there.
Bro, he beat Whitaker, bro. I saw that shit. We saw that shit. I saw that shit in my eyes, bro. He's good.
I couldn't believe that. Baffled.
Yeah. I just think I'm not a big fan of Dricus, but I think we just got to be fair. Up until the Whitaker fight, everyone was saying Whitaker's the second best middleweight in the world by far, not even close. They were saying it's Izzy, Whitaker, than everybody else. So once he beats Whitaker, I mean, you got to respect it. Like Whitaker was the guy. We put a lot of money on Whitaker. Whitaker was in a lot of parlays that weekend, if I recall,
with some shitty odds too.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to respect it. And then he beats Sean Strickland, whether it was controversial or not. I mean, he defended the belt. I mean, he won the belt. Big win off Whitaker, and then they went over Sean Strickland to get the title. But I mean, yeah, I'm not a fan of him, but I think just facts are facts, and he knocked out Robert Whitaker.
Shows it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta respect it till it happens. Now, I would love to see him fight the real middleweight champ, the last style bender, but until it happens, he's the guy, and I respect it. No hate from this side.
Imavov is only 27 years old, also, so he's probably just entering his prime. I believe he could definitely be a contender in that middleweight division. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday he'll be up there competing for a fight or a title. He'll be in a title eliminator, maybe a title fight.
Yeah. What do you like for Dialidze? Anything for Dialidze?
For Dialidze,
kind of puts him out of the.
Yeah, that was a tough look for Dialidze. He just didn't really show much. He had a lot of hype after that Hermansson fight where he had that nasty crucifix, but now it's kind of died down for him. Let's see. So in the middleweight rankings, right around Dialidze, you got. I like the loser of Pyfer and Hermansson for Dialidze. Or I guess No, Hermansson him already fought. I don't think Pyfer's going to lose, but if he does, that would be a good one to set up.
Yeah.
Maybe a Kyle Barallo?
Mm.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna concern ourselves with top 10 guys middleweight who lost. But so let's get into the real star of the weekend. Money Moicano, Renato Moicano, unanimous decision win over Drew Dober. Always entertaining on the microphone. Huge win for him. Puts him in debate for a top 10, in debate for a top 5, top 7 fight. I got a guy for him. As we said earlier, it's about like your personality and shit like that. So I'm all in on the Money Moicano train. So I'm gonna skip a lot of guys here. I'm gonna get out on a limb here. I know there was talks. I heard the talks already in the fall. Blah blah blah. Give Money Moicano Michael Chandler. I'm done.
Ooh.
I'm done with the. I didn't want to come on here with the Connor rant. I didn't want to do it. It's not happening. It's not happening. We're done. We're not doing that. We're not talking about it. It's not gonna happen. We can't hold Michael Chandler up. Michael Chandler was super active until he got in this freaking dance with Conor McGregor. I mean, he put all his chips in. I get it. He put all his chips in. But he's leaving a lot of money on the table if he doesn't start fighting and be active. He was still a guy in the division. He could have had some big-time fights. He put all his chips in against Conor McGregor. He took a gamble. I get it. I'm not mad at it. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. Not for anything Chandler did. I think if Chandler gets the call right now and says, let's go for 300, Chandler does it. It's not Chandler. It's that other guy. So give Chandler Money Moicano.
That's a good one, bro. That would be so marketable. That's a co-main on a big card right there.
Yeah.
Man. And Money Moicano has the style to go in there and compete with Chandler as well. Chandler would go balls to the wall in the beginning like he always does, but if Moicano could survive that, that's not a bad one for him. I had Beneil Dariush in mind for Moicano. I'm kind of stealing that from him because he called out Beneil, said that's the fight he wants. I think that's another good one where if he beats Beneil, catapults him up into that next tier in the lightweights. It's crazy how Moicano was supposed to fight Saryukian before Moicano had to pull out due to injury, and now you look at where Saryukian is.
Yeah.
So Moicano's really not that far behind Saryukian after he went out there, beat Beneil. Look where he is now. Maybe Moicano does the same thing. And it is a crime to put this man in the UFC Apex. I don't know why you do not put him in
it's
a
crime to put everybody in the UFC Apex. It's a crime. It's criminal.
Did you hear Moicano going off on that?
I thought we were past it. I thought the Apex was done, but yeah. Hell of a post-fight interview, though.
Hell of a post-fight interview. I'll play it right now. The Apex should be for the Contender Series and the Ultimate Fighter, and that's it.
Agreed.
Here's the post-fight interview for anyone that missed it, and if it looks like I'm recording my TV, I am, because everywhere else has it bleeped out.
I'm here with Money Moicano. You here fucking again? I love you, motherfucker. Moicano, what a fight. Can I talk to you a little bit? Yes. My father is 62 years old and he had a baby yesterday. So, bora papai, eu te amo, seu filho da puta. 62 anos botando o menino pra jogo. Eu vou ter que ter um outro filho. I'm telling him, tomorrow when I get home, I'm gonna get my wife pregnant another time. Because if my fucking father, 62 years old, can populate the world, I can too. Money Moicano 3 is coming. That's some good genetics, Money Moicano. Another thing, I love you fucking America, you know? I'm not American, but I will be. My green card is 3 years. In 2 years, I will be a fucking American. And after I'm done with fighting, I will serve on the police officer. I want to be a SWAT team, and I want to fucking kill the bad guys. Make no mistake. That is right, and that is fucking wrong. And people are forgetting about that. People are going crazy. That's why I want no kids. I want people to go to the church. I want people to respect the fucking law. Otherwise, this great country in the world is gonna be a third world country. And I don't want that, motherfuckers. Something's fucking wrong in America. And I want you motherfuckers to fix it right now. On the last thing, I have a channel. If you support Brazil, if you support America, Money Moicano Moicano channel right fucking now. Subscribe on YouTube. The best fucking content in the fucking world. Hey, MMA Guru, you are fucking pig. You say I would get slapped by the Drew Dober almost 1 year without fighting, and I schooled this motherfucker. I'm sorry. I am one of the biggest Drew Dober fans. When I was 45, I saw that guy knocking other people out there and say, I'm glad I'm not 55. And today, I just beat the motherfucker. Huge, mad respect for Drew Dober. Thank you, I love you, brother.
Good thing we're on ESPN Plus. And congrats to your dad, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Money Moicano
I
Hermansson.
can speak for myself.
Well, it's not enough.
Yeah, a lot going on there. First off, congrats to his dad for having a baby at 62 years old. What a guy. What a guy.
Yeah, that's goals
Hope
right there.
Hope I can still get some work done at 62 years old. Congrats to Moicano, I guess, for having a baby, hopefully.
Baby brother, yeah, baby.
You got
Also.
that done. Yeah, if you got that done. Shouts to him wanting to be on the SWAT team. Lot going on there. A lot going on there.
He really might be the best on the mic in the whole promotion right now, not counting Connor. He kills it. His last 2 times, he's really well spoken too. Even though he doesn't speak fluent English, he is very well spoken.
Yeah.
Gets his points across. Everyone knows what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
He said, I want to fucking kill the bad guys.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's what it is. Like, if that would have been Imavov, would have been like, all right, like, get him a top 5 guy. But now that's Money Moicano. It's like, bro, he's got to fight a top 5 guy just the way he is on the mic. It's reality. And, I personally don't like that shit. I don't like giving fights like that. But, I mean, you just tend to lean to it. You, like, gravitate towards it. It's just the reality of it sometimes.
And the way Moicano does it, it's great because it's just him being himself. You can tell he's not trying to play some character. That's just him getting fired up and yelling some shit that's on his mind in the moment. Yeah. I heard him talk about it on his YouTube channel, actually. He does have a really good YouTube. I know he freaking plugged himself on the ESPN Plus, which they probably weren't happy about. But he said some advice for fighters. If you're not some big personality, you got to do something to market yourself, even if it's not having crazy moments on the mic post-fight. Do tutorial videos. Do informational videos, vlogs, something like that. Corey Sandhagen, perfect example. He's not a big talker, but his Instagram and YouTube's been popping off lately. He does training videos, shows techniques. Really cool, really informative. You can actually learn a lot too. So if any fighters are listening out there, market yourselves right off the rip. Look at Sugar.
I agree. Yeah. Well, you complained about the Apex. He complained about the Apex. We're back at the Apex this week. Jack Hermansson versus Joe Pyfer. I like this one. I was big on Joe Pyfer. Still am, but I was really big on Joe Pyfer. Big middleweight matchup here. Similar. I mean, I don't know. Is it kind of just one of those ones we talk about where you go for the guy on the coming up as the guy that's kind of older in Hermansson?
That's where I'm at. And a little breaking news for me. This right here, this tail of the tape that you guys are looking at, the guy on the right, Joe Pyfer, I'm going to be giving him my play of the year. I am so confident that he's going to go out there and get the job done. It's not only him, it's Hermansson as well. Hermansson just hasn't looked great in his last few fights. We saw how he looked against Roman Dolidze, and then we saw Dolidze against a solid middleweight in Imavov. I know MMA math's not always right, but I'm using that. I think Pyfer's much better on the feet. He has knockout power. He actually beat Francis Ngannou's record on one of those punch machines. I don't know how legit that really is.
I've seen that,
and he's a good grappler as well. He's beaten top-level grapplers in grappling matches, not even MMA. So I am all over Joe Pyfer in this one, all over him. And it made me feel better because I was watching an interview with Dana White, and Pat McAfee asked him about this weekend's card. Dana didn't talk about anyone else besides Joe Pyfer. I don't even think he said Hermansson's name. So it's clear what the UFC wants. It's clear what I want. And I want Joe Pyfer under 2.5 rounds. This sucks because it's minus 130, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm same
They
way as
beat.
you. I'm all over Joe Pyfer here.
I wouldn't bet knockout because Pyfer is a club and sub guy as well. So you'll get juicier odds for knockout, and I believe that he will drop Hermansson. But there's a chance that instead of finishing him with punches, he jumps on his neck and gets a choke. And that makes me absolutely sick when that happens. When you
Yeah.
bet knockout and they club and sub him. So I'm
Yeah,
not trying
bro.
to have any of that.
I agree. Yeah, I like Pyfer here. I might rock with you here and go big on Pyfer.
Come on. Yeah, so he beat Gerald Mearshart in a straight grappling match. And GM3 he's a freaking sneaky grappler. He's very good. He was able to handle him. And then he's just been on a roll lately, and Hermansson's not. And then you look at the age, Pyfer's 27. He's right in his prime. Hermansson, 35. Pretty old. Pyfer has the size advantage. It almost feels like a trap, though, because when it's this good, it's usually not. Or when it seems
Yeah,
this
I
good.
agree.
But trap lines are usually like plus money, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, you can have like someone a line where it's like you think it's like, oh, like let's say you like Pyfer a lot and he's like only like minus 125, and you're like, damn, I for sure like Pyfer a lot. He for sure shouldn't be minus 125. That could be a trap line. Doesn't necessarily have to be always an underdog.
Got you. In the co-main event, this one, it's solid. I have another bet that I'm very confident here as well. We've got Dan 50K Ige taking on Andre Touchy Feely. That's his nickname. Pause, but yeah, I had to say it 'cause
Touchy
it's kind of
Feely?
funny. Andre Touchy Feely. Anyway, we've got Dan Ige coming in as a slight favorite, minus 170. Let me get the tail of the tape up here. Andre Feely coming in at plus 145. I went digging on this one. I got some stats. In Andre Feely's last 15 fights, 12 of them have gone to decision. In Dan Ige's last 15 fights, 11 of them have gone to decision. And I'm thinking this one's going to go to decision as well. So does Vegas. They have the fight going the distance at minus 168. And they have over 2.5 rounds at minus 190. So it's a little steep for my liking, but I will definitely be throwing the over 2.5 in some parlays. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I like that.
I think I like Ige to win. They're both very experienced, seasoned fighters. I feel like it's going to be a stand-up fight. And I like Ige to just come out on top. But I'm not going to bet on a winner here. I'm just going to bet on the rounds.
Yeah, I like Dan Ige here. I'm a big Dan Ige guy. He always comes up when you least expect it, so I'm all in on Dan Ige here.
I remember I faded him against Nate the Train Landwehr. Had a little San Diego bias going on, and I paid for that one.
Where's my guy Michael Johnson at?
Let's get him here. A little background. This is when we were in Vegas. Yeah. They were blackjack partners in crime.
Yeah, bro. We're playing blackjack, and I was side betting. So like I was obviously playing my hand of blackjack, but I was side betting. I think it was like every time. Oh, it was free bet blackjack. So every time you got a free bet, if you side bet it, you got paid out for the free bet. So you got free bets on like 9s, 10s, and doubles. So if you bet the free bet, every time you'd earn a free bet, you'd get paid for you getting a free bet. So I was like hitting on it. I mean, so he was just playing regular blackjack. Like he wasn't side betting. So I was like, hey, do you mind if I like bet your side bet? So like I was like betting my side bet and his. So like if he would have won, I would have got the money.
Or like just putting it on his
Yeah, putting it on his.
Okay.
So he, so it like doesn't hit like 5 times in a row, which it rarely hits, but like when it does hit, it's a big payout. But
Yeah.
like in the times that I was betting his, he was losing his hands. He was like, so at one point he was like,
It wasn't a good look.
he was like, bro, you can't do that no more. I said, I was all right. Hella saw
Dean?
yeah, Dean Thomas too. Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
that was a good weekend, bro. Everybody was out.
bro. I saw Steve Kerr in the pizza place. I wish I
Yeah,
said
bro,
I
that
was
was the one I wanted to see.
there.
Shouts
That was
Michael
crazy.
Johnson.
That was the Wemby week too, when all that was going
Yeah, bro,
on.
that
The
was
international
a good ass
fighters.
week, bro. That was a
That
good
was
ass week.
elite. All right, so anyway, Michael Johnson versus Darius Flowers. I'm excited for this fight. I think this will win fight of the night, if I had to guess. Two guys that go in there and scrap. If you've watched a Darius Flowers fight, you know that he is straight balls to the wall, pressure fighter, maybe even more than Michael Chandler. Like, this guy just goes nuts when he goes in there. He'll just go run in there with some crazy strikes, try to pick someone up, walk across the octagon with them, slam them. And with that being said, Michael Johnson is very technical. He's a skilled fighter. He's seen it all. He's been in there with literally the best of the best ever at that weight. But I just think he's too old right now, man. I hate to say it, but his chin's just been going. Darius Flowers is going to land once or twice because he's going to be going balls to the wall. And I have to lean towards Darius Flowers here.
Oh, really?
You got to be honest. I'm sorry.
Give me Michael Johnson. No analysis, no reason. Give me Michael Johnson. Once you play blackjack with someone, bro, you have a different connection. Once you sweat money, you have a different connection.
No lies told there. And for the other fights on the main card, we've got Igor Poteria taking on Robert Brysacek. That's probably not how you say it, but he is making his UFC debut, so cut me a little slack. Brysacek coming in as a minus 175 favorite, and it's his debut, so kind of tells you all you need to know. They gave him a favorable matchup here. Poteria has been knocked out in his last 2 fights, and 11 of Brysacek's 15 or 16 wins comes from knockout. So I did a little math in my head right there. We don't have the odds on Brysacek by knockout yet, but I will be hitting that.
Yeah, I am. I'm with you, bro. It's your week, bro. I'll rock with you. Whatever you say, I'm with you.
Thank you. I'm really trying to pay for 298 right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll raise my number if I hit a lot this
bro.
weekend.
So you know what I was thinking about today, and I hadn't thought about it. I guess I've been thinking about it, but I haven't like realized I was thinking about it. Once you sent me the script for the show today, I think Volkanovski loses.
Yeah, dude.
It just feels weird. It feels like it's trending towards the feeling I had with Izzy, bro. Remember I told you I had a feeling on Izzy?
Yep, 100%.
I said I had a feeling, and then I was like, he said he was like drinking the whole week before Islam. Like, why?
Yeah, why say it? Why do it? Why?
I guess like after you lost, if you're like got into a depression, like I understand that, but like in the camp leading up, why?
Yeah, or I don't know if he meant like before he got the call, or if it was. I don't know if he meant like he was drinking.
Bro.
I
thought he said the week of.
Yeah, that's nuts. He did seem like weird that week, dude. He was he's usually just humble, strictly business, not trying to be all flashy. But that week he was kind of trying to go for a lot of one-liners, which I get. It was a hype moment when he announced that he was doing that.
It just whatever it is, bro, it just doesn't feel right.
I've heard some people saying it's like Aldo McGregor vibes because Aldo was the featherweight GOAT at the time. Nobody was touching him. McGregor was the highly skilled up-and-comer who had been finishing everybody on his way to the top in spectacular fashion. He was confident as shit. Everyone else just kind of laughed at him. And then the craziest shit in UFC history happened, possibly. So I hope we're wrong, bro, but I completely understand where you're coming from. I posted something on our Instagram. It was about Volk and Topuria. And people were commenting like Volk's got it. I said, bro, I hope you're right, but I just have a weird feeling in my gut that it's not gonna end up good for our guy Volk.
Yeah, I don't know. It just he feels different. He's acting different. It doesn't have that same like feel and aura. And again, the first loss to Islam, I don't think anybody gave him a chance in that fight. So when he lost to Islam and as close it was, it gave him confidence. Like, no, I'm the fucking guy. I'm that guy. But this loss was just like,
Yeah. Yeah, I heard Eugene had a comment on it. He said I was heavily against Alex taking that fight in the first place. I said your first fight was close as shit and you had a year to prepare for that. Almost a year. I mean, like going up in weight, doing that whole bulk, the grappling with Craig Jones. And then he thinks he can just get up off the couch and beat the guy.
yeah.
That was Eugene. That whole. I hope that's not something that we look back at in 5-10 years as one of the worst decisions.
But that's the reality, bro. Is like you can't erase that. It happened. Like you can't just say like it was a bad decision. Like we fucked up. Like let's move on. You can't move on from it. It happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one really thought that it would leak over into featherweight, whatever happened in that rematch. But when you get knocked out by a head kick, that changes things. You remember when this fight opened? Do you remember what the odds were for Volkanovski Topuria, approximately?
If I had to guess, opening
Before Islam.
Wait, before Islam knocked him out?
Yeah, they had some up before that because it was
I would
scheduled
say
for January.
Volk minus 250, minus 275.
So it was in the 300s. And then after Volk got knocked out, I think he went down to about like minus 200.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was curious. So I just looked right now. Guess what it's at?
Volk minus 165.
Volk minus 115.
Whoa.
We are not alone. We are not alone on this take, my friend. Holy
How
shit.
low does it have to get to like we have to bet Volk?
I was gonna say like maybe right now, but like Alex Volkanovski at featherweight for minus 115.
See, there's no value in this bet now because if we think Deporti's gonna win, there's no value, and then we're not gonna bet on Volk if we think he's gonna lose.
Yeah, we're in a tough spot.
Whoa, that's really the line?
Yes, that is insane.
Bro, see, that confirms it, bro. He's gonna lose.
Yeah, because Vegas adjusted the line so they don't lose all the money on it.
That's see, like so you're talking about a favorite being a trap line. That's a trap line because we'd be like, damn, we gotta bet Volk if he's minus 130, minus 125. Like until he loses.
Fuck. I just don't know if I can fade him, man.
Bro, I can't believe that's the line, bro. He's gonna lose.
It can't happen. I'll cry. He's the only male champ remaining from 2020, if you don't count John Jones, since he's at a different weight class.
Damn, bro.
That's baffling. I was expecting to see like 160, 170, like you guessed. It said minus 115.
Yeah, bro, he's gonna lose.
And I've heard Topuria's interviews. He is locked in. He wants to be at the top. Volk's been at the top for so long at this point. I'm not saying Volk's complacent, but there's no way you can be as hungry as Ilya is.
Yeah.
And you watch Ilya, there's no holes in the guy's game. He had that one fight against Jai Herbert where he kind of got rocked in the beginning, but then came back and knocked him out with a right hand from hell.
Yeah.
So, man, that's a scary one. All right, so how about a fight that's not a scary one? UFC 299 main event. Our guy, Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera. I can't lie, it's in my head a little bit just because of the way the first fight went. Like, what if Chito's just that guy that's way worse than him, but it's just going to beat him for some reason on some bullshit happening again? Like some eye poke or
Nah.
I don't even know. But Sugar is twice as skilled as Chito Vera. Skill for skill, Chito has no chance in there. Sugar is a NBA, NFL, MLB caliber athlete with the top level discipline, with one of the best coaches in the world, in his prime right now, still dialed in, hasn't gone off the deep end like McGregor. He is here. This is his prime. I believe that after that fight, everyone's going to be saying, holy shit, this is the guy. Like the reasons we became such big fans. When you watch those earlier fights and that shit was just mesmerizing,
Yeah.
you're like, wow, this guy's just different. The whole world's going to see that against Cheeto. He's going to make him look silly in that fight. And I'm so fired up for it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to get the job done, bro. That's what it is. I've never been more confident. Not to underestimate him, but out of his last 3 fights, I think this is the easiest opponent he's had.
Yeah, Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling, and Cheeto Vera. Give me Cheeto Vera any day of the week as an opponent, not as the best. But yeah, what else was I gonna say?
I've been excited, bro, for your what the fuck of the week. I've been waiting.
All right. Hopefully it's not underwhelming. Here we go. Let me get the graphic up there. So yeah, we're back in the groove now. This one took place on the first tee box on Saturday morning at Twin Lakes. So I don't know if you remember the layout of it, but it's a little par 3 course. Holes are very close together. First hole can go into the second tee box very easily if you top your sand wedge or just like skull it. So we're little context. Friday night we went downtown, got absolutely hammered. We were being idiots. You know those silent disco things where you put on the headphones? We went to one of those for whatever reason, and we were hammered in there talking with one headphone off, one on, so we could still hear the music, like straight yelling to each other, just saying outlandish, not shit you wouldn't want to repeat. And looking back at it, like everyone out there could definitely hear us because it was a silent disco and it wasn't loud at all, but we were just making it loud because we had the headphone pushed right here. So we were faded. Got home at like 3-4 in the morning, woke up hungover the next morning, go out to good old Twin Lakes to go play some golf, have our beers. We're all kind of stumbling out there. It's 4 of us. I hit my shot a little short of the green, whatever, 10 feet short. My second friend hops up, hits his shot. It's like to the left, to the green, whatever. Third guy hits his shot. Freaking hits it probably like 5 feet to the left and back of the pin. It just takes a perfect roll right back at the hole. And we're all going nuts. And it was busy. So there's a big group of people there like watching and everyone thinks it's about to go in. We're like, hey, we're getting all hype, and then it doesn't. And we're all still kind of hype about that. And my next friend, who's still like learning the ropes, freaking gets up there, skulls one, hits a liner, just a laser beam into the next group, hits their bag and bounces off one of their legs. So we put it on a show for all the people out there behind us on the golf course that day. They got to see almost a hole-in-one, and then they got to see someone almost get drilled about 10 seconds later.
Weather ain't been good enough here to golf, bro.
Yeah, it's been terrible, but they didn't have any workers at one of the courses here, the Twin Lakes one, so we just got to play for free for the last couple of days.
Oh, shoot.
It was muddy, but it was worth it for free.
Yeah, facts.
Probably fucked up the course, though.
Yeah, facts.
And we would not be Americans if we didn't give a Super Bowl prediction, little analysis on that. So how are you feeling 3-4 days out? This is a weird one, bro. Just from a betting perspective, from a perspective.
I like the Chiefs, bro. I think they're playing I think you look at their playoff games, I think the Chiefs have been really like good and really dominant. You look at the Niners playoff games, they've barely survived survived Green Bay, barely survived Detroit. So you have to go with the team that's playing their best football right now. And I don't think the Niners defense can stop Kansas City. I think Kansas City can bend, not break, and kind of hold the Niners to 3 points. But I don't think the Niners can stop KC at all. They're playing at a high level right now. I'm not going to bet against Patrick Mahomes versus Brock Purdy. I'm just not.
Yeah.
They have winning pedigree. I'm going to go with Andy Reid. You just can't go against the Chiefs. Can't.
And Purdy's not the Eli to Mahomes' Brady, right?
Hey, we didn't think Eli was until he was.
Some of us did. But over under 47.5. Over or under for you?
I like, you got to do the math here because you're smarter than me. I like 28-24 Chiefs.
It's 52.
All right.
All right. So we got the over. And dude, it's crazy that Chiefs are 2-point dogs. That's what scares me. Like, why?
Yeah, Chiefs money line. Chiefs money line.
Yeah. Chiefs plus 115. Also Steve Spagnuolo, underrated defensive coordinator. He was the Giants
I know.
DC
I
for
know
both
Spags.
of the Brady.
Yeah, I know Spags.
So, dude, I think the Chiefs might even,
Blow them out.
yeah, maybe not blow them out, but like 2 scores.
Yeah.
I might do a little alternate line, Kansas City, like plus 5.5. Or minus 5.5. Let me see what that would be if we have it. Alternate lines. Bro, I love how for the Super Bowl they have every bet you could think of on Bovada.
Yeah.
They had like who will show a commercial first, BMW or Oreos?
Bro, I was going last year on prop bets. I was going. I went 5-0 in Vegas. In Vegas, bro. So we bet. I remember vividly. We took Patrick Mahomes over 27.5 rush yards. Hit. We took Harrison Butker over 1.5 field goals. Hit. We took Travis Kelce. First reception over 12.5 yards. Hit. We took Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown score. Hit. And then we took Chiefs money line. Hit. We were fucking going. I was going. I was fucking on one. Then I came down in roulette and hit green 0 back-to-back times. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, back to back. On everything I love. On green 0 back to back. On everything I love.
What a night.
Yeah, that wasn't a morning. Tell you that. Lost it all.
Walk down there first thing when you woke up, ready to turn that shit into 10 grand.
Oh, bro, let me tell you what happened. So I hit green 0 back to back, and then I took it all to blackjack, and then I lost like half of it, got it all back, and I was like, I'm going to sleep. That's it. I shouldn't have fucked around. I'm going to sleep. Went to sleep. I wake up. My ride home was my uncle. He was staying in a different hotel. So I call him. I'm like, hey, let me know when you're like going to be downstairs. When the valet pick me up, right? Text me. Be there in 10. Cool. I'm all packed up. I go downstairs. He's not there.
Place to be.
Dangerous. You know how that story ends. Dangerous place to be.
Just like you just have a magnet in you, just straight to the table.
Yeah, you know me.
Yep.
Where'd I go? Wait, when we went to Vegas for the international fight, like, where'd I go right away?
Straight to blackjack.
Straight
to blackjack.
You know what? I'm only there for one reason.
Right off the rip to make money.
I'm only there for one reason.
Do you think that Vegas would be more elite to be there during the opening week of March Madness or the Super Bowl?
I think if it's a not regular Super Bowl, but I mean, if the Super Bowl's not in Vegas, then I would say March Madness. But the fact that it's in Vegas right now, it's the place to be. 100%. There's no other time to be in Vegas.
I think I saw a funny quote from Joe Buck about Vegas. He was like, something's
gonna happen. I don't know what, but something's gonna happen. Yeah.
He said something bad's gonna happen and it's not gonna stay in Vegas.
Yeah.
He's really not wrong. So one of those former players working on ESPN is gonna go nuts and get arrested. I can see Darren Orlovsky getting arrested for some public intoxication.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great Super Bowl. Locked in.
It's gonna be. Lions Ravens would have been a lot more enjoyable, like just to see one of those two teams win. But I don't know. I don't hate Pat like everyone else, but I hate how Kelsey's Mr. Pfizer. It feels like he's on the other team.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. Cheers, my brother. That's a great episode. We gave y'all 40 minutes today. No extra 10. All right. Till next week. Deuces.